Hi, it's Tracy from Two Rocks Tarot, and today I'm with you to do the spiritual spread of the month for October already. This whole year is nearly over. I mean, I'll just move a little bit closer. I feel really far away. So, you know, I for one am going to be glad that this year is over. I truly am, because as you know. So let's get straight to it. So the first card that I pull is to represent the energy of the month. And this is the Ace of Water from the Beautiful Witch's Wisdom Tarot. And I'm always going to use this deck for the energy of the month, at least for the foreseeable future, because it's just such a beautiful deck, and because it works so closely with the elements, I think it's beautiful. So we've got the Ace of Water, and as you can see, we've got a beautiful frog that's sitting in a mossy glen, looking at water that's pouring down. And I'm just having a look at. It looks like there's a little turtle sliding down the waterfall, actually. And what I'm really pulled to, what my eyes are pulled to the most, is the little bubbles that the actual frog is looking at. So it looks like he's looking at the stream of water, but there's something. Yes, well, he is actually. He's looking at the stream of water, but the little bubbles that are bubbling up on the stone, he's not paying attention to. So what this is telling me that this month is that there is something that is bubbling up for us emotionally that we've been trying to suppress in some way. So what we're doing is we're concentrating on that flow of water, letting things go past us, letting things go by us, not paying attention. And underneath the surface, things are bubbling up like a boiling cauldron, if you like. And I think if you don't let it out, things are going to explode. So it looks like the month of October is going to be very, very emotional for some of us anyway. And we need to pay attention to our emotions. And the essence of this card is to be fully present in your feelings, emotional, physical, and instinctual. So it's asking us to, really pay attention to what's bubbling up underneath the surface for us, and indeed even could be somebody in your life. There could be somebody in your life that has changed in some way. Maybe you've noticed they tend to lose their temper a lot. They have gone onto the extreme end. They may have gone completely silent and not revealing what they're feeling. So you really need to kind of tap into it and tread softly. I think if it's concerning a person around you, and to try and find out just what's going on underneath the surface. I'm just looking at the card. I just want to have a look at the card, see if there's anything else there. And also, I'm really attracted to the moss-covered rocks, and we all know how slippery moss can be, when you're trying to cross a river or something like that, and you step on that, and I don't know how many funny home videos I've seen of people slipping on them and tumbling into the water. And I think there's this element of danger that if you suppress your emotions too much, that you're going to slip and fall, and it's going to be really hard to work your way back up out of the emotional tidal wave that you've been trying to hold back. So be careful. I think it's going to be a slippery slope emotionally in the month of October. Now, of course, the Ace of Cups in just an everyday normal tarot is quite a nice card to have. It's can signify new love, a strong bond with someone, and etc., etc. But I'm just reading what I see in the actual card itself. I'm not actually going by the traditional message of the Ace of Cups. So and that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling as well. And also the ferns at the back, they can actually be quite. I don't know if anybody's ever touched them, but have you ever touched them and they could sort of cut your hands? So I feel like there's going to be some sort of superficial wound that is only going to fester and get deeper if you don't let your emotions out either. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. So the next card that I pulled is for the Crystal and the Charms of the month. And as you can see, so this is from the Crystal Moon Mystic Oracle, of which I have done a walkthrough. And what I did, instead of, because with this particular deck, you've actually got cards for October. So like this is one of the cards, I'll put it on that side, for October, which is Ruby. But instead what I've decided to do is just shuffle and whatever card comes up. So this is April's card, and it's actually, Kambaba Jasper, I think I pronounced that right. And I've actually had a piece, so I actually got a nice big chunk of that one. And according to her card, so what we've got is we've got the actual Celtic little symbol on the bottom there that you can see. I'll put a little pointer. And for her, for the meaning for this card is what Ashley Levy has done. The keyword is spirit. The crystal, as I said, is Kambaba jasper. The symbols on this particular card are alder leaves, water, divination, and fairies. So, you know, it's interesting that we actually got the Ace of Water for the energy of the month, and this is kind of confirming it as well. And, you know, my Kambala is a beautiful, as you can see, like a point. It's called, I think it was called an oddity type one because of the shape. You know, it's not quite, it's a point, but it's not quite a point. And it's got beautiful, beautiful swirls all over it. It's a really nice, it's a grounding type of a crystal, and it's they're used to, if you want to look searching for a new path. So if emotionally, and actually before I even get into that, even saying that, I was thinking about the green mossy stones. This is very, very slippery to hold as well. So emotionally, it's going to be, you know, I think this is confirming it's going to be a slippery slope. And as you can see, I've got different, I'll try and move it because I know I'll have the cards on the other side. It's got different little facets on there, you know. It's all sorts of things on there, all sorts of sides on this particular crystal. So this actually possesses the earth power of transformation. Being a green quartz, it can be used to honour Bridget, the Irish goddess of fertility, and Dion, the Phoenician earth goddess. It also provides wood energy as well. It's vital to your well-being. It's associated with family, ancestors, and community. It's also very good for grounding and centering in the beginning of a meditation ritual as well. So it allows you to harmonize with nature and ease the transition to a meditation state. So, you know, always when you do meditation, you should actually switch to a crystal that's attuned to the intent of your session, and, you know, yeah, go from there. Always trust yourself what the actual crystal is trying to tell you, okay? So I just think, because I've got so many swirls on my particular piece here, it's almost like a malachite. I've got so many round spirals and circles. So I feel like the energy of this month, you need to have something to ground you. You can use Kambaba jasper, you can use red jasper, you can use whatever it is that makes you feel grounded. Perhaps a nice piece of mookaite, whatever it is. Even actually, I was just thinking, because this month, because I'll get to the charms in a minute, is very fey. You might even like the you know, the cross, the fairy stone here, chisolite, I think it's pronounced. So yeah, there's lots and lots of swirls, and there is a pair. If I face it like that, and I don't think it's going to show up. Whoops, looks like a pair of eyes, and it reminds me of a pair of owl eyes, and I feel like that. Something is going to swoop down in the night on some of you out there. So if you are walking around at night time doing exercising, please be careful, okay? Because I almost feel like a stalker energy, like somebody's watching you, particularly if you are out in the park somewhere. So yeah, just be careful. Just be careful of that. Just something that come out there to me. I also see a heart. And the heart is kind of, it's in it like a square, but there's no bottom. So I feel like something is literally going to make your heart drop, okay? You know when you get that feeling, you feel like your heart drops in your chest? And if any of you have been having troubles with your heart, like an irregular heartbeat or anything like, go and get that checked out, okay? Because, I mean, don't forget the green is the heart chakra. So I feel like heart mattered. I mean, it's going to be an emotional month, and this seems to confirm that it's, you know, heart matters are there. Just seeing what else I can see. I actually see, you know, the Russian dolls where there's you open them up, there's another little one in there. I can't think what they're called, what the dolls are called. You know, my oldest daughter used to love them. I actually see what exactly looks like that on the very, it was actually on the base. It's on the base of my crystal here. It's right there, which you're not going to, oh, you can see how that little green face there. So I feel like that layers of either yourself or another person are going to be slowly revealed to you throughout the month of October. Whether you like it or not is going to be a whole different ball game. I don't know, but I just feel like layers of a person is going to be revealed to you in some way, different layers, and I'm not sure if you're going to like it or not, okay? See what else I can see. I also see a tree branch, and in it looks to be, you know, that the Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland. Big grinning cat I can see here. So I don't know if that means anything to anyone. I'm just saying it, what I'm seeing in here. I haven't scryed for ages actually. It's quite nice to. And also see like a lantern. There's definitely some type of light is going to be shed on someone. And actually, if your cat has been sick or anything like that, I feel like that it'll be revealed in the month of October. Something will come to light that will actually help out your feline friend, and the right medication or the right food or, you know, changing the diet or something like that is going to be found in the month of October. So that's nice. That's probably why I get the Cheshire Cat grin, because the cat, you know, your cat will be happy. You might have been feeling quite miserable for some time. So I'll put that actually to the side there, and just notice my t-shirt is everywhere. It's kind of different wearing a prosthetic boob. For one thing, you have to match it up to your remaining breast, which is on this side, and of course, you know, normal boobs sag, and because I couldn't wear a bra for months on end, it probably sagged a little bit more. So you've got to hoist up one side of your bra a little bit higher so it matches with your prosthetic breast, which is, you know, it's kind of, so if you see me adjusting myself, it's because I don't want to, you know, expose anything. All right, so let us get on to the actually I didn't talk about the crystals. So I don't know if you can see it in the photo. I'll have a look when I'm doing the editing, but I actually got a fairy and Pegasus. So I feel like it's going to be a very Fae type of a month. Already in the Mystic Moon Oracle, it said that it's, you know, it's got the water, divination and fairies. So those of you who have been trying to connect with the Fae might find yourself very successful this month. You might have been working on that for quite a while. So I do feel that is going to come true. And the horse, the flying horse, Pegasus. I just want to pick it up. Sometimes I feel if I pick things up, because these are really tiny charms, like really tiny. That's why I popped them on the moon on the cover. I mean, look how tiny that is. I would like to buy. Emerald Lotus Divinations has the most beautiful charms on sale on her website, but she doesn't ship to to Australia, unfortunately. And there's nothing here in Australia that I can find that, you know, that all you wonderful people can use with the charms. So what I'm pulled to with Pegasus is the actual wings itself. So whether that is going to be something that is going to cause you to lift you up and soar, literally, you're going to find your light. You're going to find out what makes your heart soar. You're going to, this could also be angelic energy as well. You might find that you find feathers everywhere. You might find that you're attracted to even learning how to ride horses. You may have ridden horses when you're very, very young, and you're finding that you really want to do that again. Well, do it, because I think it'll help you connect with nature. It'll help you connect with the Fae. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of movement in this month of October, having the actual Pegasus there as well. A lot of Fae, a lot of movement, flying, wings, feathers. I'm kind of getting that type of an energy as well. All right then. So now we're looking at how our spirit guides are going to connect with us in week 1. And I'm just going to, so I don't keep looking at the cards, I'm just going to pull up the actual picture of this on my laptop, on my desktop, so I can see. Now, because we had such a lot of Fae energy, I was feeling, really the earth energy type of thing. I've pulled to some cards that are very nature-based and earth-based and Fae-based. So the first one is the actual Greenwood Tarot. And so we have got the Knight of Stones, the Six of Stones, and then we have got Balance, which I think is Temperance. But what pulls me the most, but actually in that card, is that it's horses. So we've already had the Pegasus charm. So it looks like horse energy is going to be prevalent for some of us in this month, okay? And this is going to be how your guides connect with you. So if you did used to ride horses when you were younger and you gave it up because, just life, gets in the way, you get married, have children, or your career is, full on, this is really, your guys are telling you to do it again, okay? To go and make some time to go and horse ride, because you will get some messages when you're out in nature. It'll make you feel more balanced, okay? If this horse riding was a big part of your life and then, you had to let it go for whatever reason, your guides this week are telling you is to go out and do it, and you will feel more balanced. I'm also pulled to the mask in the middle there. Half is black and half is green. There is some shadow aspect for some of you in this month that is going to come to light. Whether that is because the other half is green, whether that's going to be the green-eyed monster of jealousy. For some unfathomable reason, you find yourself insanely jealous over somebody, whether that's your partner, whether that's your some friends, colleagues, or anything like that. But I feel like the green-eyed monster is going to make some type of an appearance this month, and perhaps that's why your guides are telling you to go horse riding. Perhaps you've always wanted to go ride a horse but been frightened to. Go ahead and do it. Give it a go. What else have you got? Because these are very twisted. They're like in a kind of in a knot, but it's also an infinity symbol. If you look at the bottom, at the back of it, what I'm seeing there too is butterfly wings. So there's something about you that needs to transform. There's a transformation that's going to happen that your guides want to help you with, but you're going to have to be very open to it. Okay, very open to it. Excuse me. So if we're looking at the Six of Pentacles, we have a beautiful bee there, or Six of Stones as it's called in this deck. Actually, I haven't got the guidebook to this, so I've got no idea if balance really is temperance. I'm just thinking that it is. I'm just reading them intuitively. But the bee itself is also a symbol of the goddess, okay? So when you see bees, or even a solitary bee around you, it's usually a sign that the goddess is with you, okay? So what I'm thinking is that some of you may be stung in some way in October, okay? There's going to be some type of a stinging sensation. Whether you actually get stung by a bee or not, I don't know. But then I'm looking at the crystal underneath, and it's going to really illuminate you. Actually, it looks exactly like a crystal that I've got. Here it is. Have a look at that. It's almost identical. Almost identical. I'm holding it that side because I know I do have the cards. So something is going to be, once you're stung, it's going to illuminate you in some way, okay? Definitely. And because then we have got the Knight of Stones, and if you look at the one underneath, it almost looks a little bit bloody, the wolf, compared to the top one. And I don't know if you can see it, but in the little stone, which I presume is a funeral, or what do they call it? A grave, I'll just say it like that. There is a light in there as well that's shining. So I feel like that your guides for the month of October, those of you who have chosen week 1, or even for all of us, because it's up to you how you want to work with week 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can run your cursor along and stop where you feel drawn to. You can actually pick a pile, like the 1 or 4. You can listen to all 4 of them. But for me, this is what's going to, I'm saying what's going to happen in week 1, so the first week of October. So some of you may be stung in some way, but it's really, really going to illuminate you in some aspect of your life. It's really going to clear away the cobwebs. It's really going to help you. So this sting needs to happen, and once it does, you will be able to move on. Because the Knight of Pentacles in normal decks, that the Knight is very still and just looking. And so this is telling me that you may have been focused on one way in your life, in some aspect, on just doing things in one way. But when you get this sting and it illuminates you, you're going to realize that you can kick that horse and move on. And I think even with the, looking at them 2 images, because, one wolf is looking and the other one that looks to be a little bit bloodied, you can't quite see its face. You're going to be, the face is going to be fully revealed to you, and you'll know what to do, and you'll know when it's right to move on. Because don't forget, the Six of Stones is about giving and taking. So if you've been giving, and someone's been taking, well, now it's time for you to receive as well. Never forget that message of the Six of Stones. It's always a balance of give and take. Make sure that you receive as much as what you give. All right. Okay, so that is week 1. Let's have a look at week 2. What we've got here. It's actually nice. Now, this is the Celtic Dragon Tarot, and the reason why I had to actually make the photo like that, because I've got a background remover app, and when I removed the backgrounds, because it's white, it was really, really hard to see. So I wanted to make sure that you could actually see the cards. So we've got the Queen of Swords, we've got Death, and then we have got the Nine of Pentacles. So this is week 2 on how our guides are going to connect with us. So what I'm really attracted to is death. Actually, I was looking at getting that actually tattooed on my body, because I've really been through some death situations, that's for sure. But I love the way this particular dragon is shedding the old skin. So your guides are going to connect with you this week in shedding an old part of you. They're going to help peel off and peel away the layers that have been restricting you and holding you back from your full potential and letting your light shine out into the world. That's what I feel. The Queen of Swords makes me feel like that you are going to get, because I'm very attracted to the fiery sword. And in this particular deck, the swords are fire, okay? The swords are fire. They're not actually air. And I can't remember now which. I think the wands are the air. That's right. Sorry, I haven't worked with this deck for a while. So I'm really attracted. And this is what you've got to remember, that when you go through a tough time in your life, you're forged in fire, okay? So you have been, what was it my mum used to say? Gone from the fat to the frying pan. It's that type of a situation that I'm sort of thinking. So, but when we go through such tough things in our life, we emerge a lot stronger than we ever thought possible. So, of course, when I finally got through that, all my cancer treatment and everything like that, and I look back on how far I've come, I'm really surprised at how strong I was. Really, really am. I never considered myself a strong person. I think for this second week of October, you're going to find out just how damn strong you are, okay? You might have been thrown into fire, but this has also illuminated who you truly are. So pay attention to your thoughts, because the Queen of Swords is not just someone who's been divorced and a angry type of a widow or anything like that. For a long, long time, I used to consider myself the Queen of Cups, because I was too emotional, I was depressed, I was anxious, I was everything, okay? Now I don't. Now I associate myself with the Queen of Swords, because I'm sharp. I can think things through. I can weigh things up without my emotions getting in the way. And this is what your guides want you to do this week, okay? And then, we've got the Nine of Pentacles, which usually shows a woman alone in the garden. But in this particular Nine of Pentacles, we see that he has actually got a pet dragon, or a familiar, or whatever you want to call it. So I feel like that you may even have a spirit guide who is a dragon, okay? I know I have, and I found it out through this particular deck. And as soon as I said that, I can feel it on my left shoulder. Definitely feel it. So you may actually, I think for those of us in week 2, our spirit guides may actually reveal him, herself to us. Now, this could be a dragon, this could be an animal spirit, this could be an angel, this could be the goddess, this could be a gods, whoever it may be. But I feel like that for some of us out there, that our guides are going to step forward and reveal themselves to us, okay? And it's really going to transform you, as the death card implies. It really, really is. I'm just looking to see if I can get anything else out of that. No, I think that's it. I think that's it for week 2. So let me now week 3, because I was really called to doing fairy. Now this is actually called the Tarot Tarocchi, and it's really, really mini, and I'll show you how tiny it is. Look at that. So I'm hoping you'll be able to see. I'm hoping you're going to be able to see what's up on there. So the bells, now I had to write this down. So the bells are pentacles, the acorns are wands, and the leaves are swords, okay? So then we have got the 5 of Pentacles for week 3. So for me, when I see the 5 of Pentacles, I don't automatically think of like a financial type of loss, such as losing your job or finding it hard to pay the bills, although it can very well mean that. For me, it's feeling more of a spiritual loss. So for week 3, if, for say, perchance, your guide didn't reveal itself in week 2 to you, it might not be this month that it will, or it could be that you didn't recognize it when your guides step forward to reveal themselves to you, because you are too focused on feeling spiritually lost. All right, so try and open up yourself. I've said this before, that really when it comes to spirituality, you need to look with your spiritual eyes, not with your physical eyes, because you just see more with your spiritual eyes than you actually do with your physical eyes. So we have also got the seven. Is the seven? Is it? Yeah, we've also got the 7 of wands. And that's funny, I just noticed it about this card. I work with it a lot. But you'll notice in this 7 of wands that 2 of them are like invisible. So it's definitely the 7 of wands. That's why I wanted to check to make sure my glasses weren't playing tricks. So really what we're only seeing 5 of these 7 of wands. So obviously there's been some turmoil, okay, for some of you. And already maybe, because this is week 3. So there's been some type of turmoil for you in week 3. But there is something that hasn't been revealed yet, and hence I think this is what these other 2 acorns represent. What this card is telling you is to be strong and not to give up, because the 7s in the tarot are one of the most strongest numbers. We've all heard about the 7th son or the 7th daughter or whatever, that whatever that spiel is. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's a very mystical number, and when it comes to the acorns, which are the wands, which is very, very fiery, it's telling you not to fire up when you don't know the whole facts, okay? Because we've got them 2 empty, them acorns there. There's something that you don't know, and you need not to fire up about it, and you need to be strong about it when you actually find out what it is, okay? Because the next card next to that is actually the Chariot. I love this Chariot. It's a gorgeous deck. Actually, I wonder if it comes in a bigger size. It probably does, but it was really, really cheap, and I just thought it's gorgeous. So this is a Chariot, and have a look. We've got butterfly wings like we did in the first. So it's definitely some type of transformation, okay? Once you know what them 2 invisible acorns mean, not only do you have to be strong about it, but you can actually move on, all right? You can move forward, because I feel like because we all know with the Chariot, there's this pull between, it's usually got the black or the white type of thing. But once you know what them 2 silent acorns represent, you'll be able to make a choice, and you'll be able to move forward. And actually, because the following card is the Star, so once you know what that 7, you're going to think, wow, I'm really glad I didn't give up on so-and-so or my job or whatever aspect in your life has been a bit in turmoil. Once you find out the reason behind it, you're really going to be able to strive forward and move ahead. You might hear from long lost friends. You might visit far-flung places if you can, because with the COVID, it stops everybody. And the Star indicates that it's going to really be a deeply held wish. It's also, to me, indicates that the universe, your guides, have heard your wish, and they are ready to grant it, because now we have got the Page of Swords. That's what you can see there. It's a Page of Swords, but then we've also got the 10 of Swords as well. So in week 3, it seems like our guides are saying that something is going to end, but something wonderful is going to come and replace it. So try not to because when the 10 of Swords turn up, it's usually indicates that you're going to, this is as low as it can go in whatever matter it is. It's as low as it can go. Often when the Page of Swords and the 10 of Swords come together, it can indicate gossip about you, and which is quite interesting, because we've got them 2 acorns that we don't really know what it's about. So there might be some type of gossip about you. And once you find out, you're really going to be able to move on, and things are really going to start and happen for you, okay? So it looks like, for week 3, it's a very up and down type of week, but never forget that your guides are there with you, okay? Never forget. Even, life isn't a fairy tale. We can't all skip and hop and jump through it with no worries or stress or whatever it is, as I very well know. But having the Chariot and the Star there is saying that our guides are with us this week to see us through whatever it is that's going to happen. All right. So let's go now to week 4, And this is the Line Strider Tarot. And we have got the Queen of Cups, the Chariot again, and the Hermit. This is a gorgeous deck. I really like it. The very first one that I had, it fell to bits while I shuffled it the first time, and Llewellyn actually sent me out a new deck. I'm pretty sure it was Llewellyn, and it's a lot better. I can actually shuffle this and nothing happens. So interestingly, with the Hermit, so week 4, it looks like probably after what's happened with week 3, we're going to withdraw into ourselves, and we are going to deeply think about where we're going, like the Chariot. So I feel like there is going to be a very clear choice that some of us have to make between one direction and the other direction, all right? And the Queen of Cups indicates it's going to be a very emotional decision, okay? It's really going to affect you emotionally. But it's also saying not to be too wrapped up in your emotions, all right? You need to be like the Queen of Swords. You need to keep a cool, clear head about it when you make decisions. And I love this Hermit because it's the Bear, and the Bear in Lenormand is also always asks you to be strong about something, but it's also a positive card in itself, okay? So it's telling you that you are going to have the strength to whatever it is that you're going through. You're going to have the strength, but you need to withdraw for a while, really think things through before you decide to take the reins of that Chariot and move on to whatever it is that you're thinking of moving on. But really, really think hard. And because there is a gentleman right between these two horses, some of you may even be having to decide between two men or two women in a relationship, which way you want to go. Do you want to stay with the old, that tried because you've just become, how can I say, do you know when you see some couples and this always happens when Aaron and I go out to dinner. We never have our phones with us. If we do, they're in on the bag or whatever like that. But sometimes we go out and we see couples and all they're doing is, even our age, they're just on the phone. They're not even interacting with each other. So if you've got a partner that's like that you don't even talk to anymore, and there is somebody that you're a little bit interested in and they seem to be interested in you, you're going to have to ask yourself, do you want to stay with the old and tried, or do you want to go and try something new in your life, I've said this before. When I was with my ex-husband on our 16th wedding anniversary, and not one word, we could go with weeks without talking to each other. I kid you not. There would be weeks sometimes we wouldn't even look at each other or speak to each other, nothing like that. And I'm sitting there, I'm eating my dinner, I'm thinking, wow, this is what I've got to look forward to for the rest of my life, just silence and arguing and anger and abuse. And, I didn't want it anymore. I was fed up with it. And the universe heard my call, because then I met Aaron, I think it was a week later, or 2 weeks later, and then we went out to dinner. We took all of our children with us, and things just snowballed from there. And then 6 weeks later, we got married. So everything happened really, really quick. The divorce, the selling up the house, it just went exactly like the Chariot. It just took off like you see Romans when they race with the Chariot. My life just moved in ways that I never thought it would. So if you're facing this type of situation in week 4, really, really look deeply within and ask yourself, what is it that I want? Ask your guides for help, okay? They're there to help you. Ask for help, all right? Don't be afraid to ask for help at all. That's what your guides want you to know, that they will shine the light for you once you take on that bear's strength and stand up for yourself and say, hey, I'm not going to put up with this shit anymore. I want to move on, whether that's spiritually, whether it's a relationship, whatever it is. But ask your guides for help. They will show the light. They will show you the way. They will help you make a decision, and use that bear's strength, okay, for strength. Use that bear's strength to keep you strong, so you can shine your light out into the world and not have it snuffed out by someone who hasn't got their best interests in your heart, okay? Because interestingly enough, when I actually pulled the bear, because I didn't think I was going to, I had absolutely no inkling to get remarried. I was going to stay single for the rest of my life. I really was. I just didn't want a bar of men. So, and the bear actually came up for Aaron. Now, I followed Titania's fortune cards meanings, of course, with my own that I've, garnered over the years and years of using this deck. that the bear can represent someone who is quite muscly. Now Aaron is muscly. He's been lifting weights for over 40 years, but it's natural too. He doesn't have to lift weights. He's just natural. He just puts it on. They can be hairy. He's got a lovely hairy chest. They can have a sweet tooth. By God, has he got a sweet tooth? And it even said, which is really funny, that they can be prone to cysts. And he actually is. He's got one in his arm. He's got one that's on his back that's actually growing on the kidney, I think it is. So we always get it checked out. There's nothing. They're all benign. But I just thought it was really funny that this actual card would come up, that I would meet someone like that. But he really is my strength. He really, once and for all, made sure that my ex-husband was never going to annoy me or my children again. And it's been, wonderful 18 years. It'll be next year that we'll be married. So, he really is my strength. And of course, going through what I did with cancer, like, oh my God, he was just absolutely incredible. So really ask yourself, what is it that makes you feel strong? Are you feeling strong? Are you feeling weak? But the bear is there to let you know that he or she is there for you, to help you shine your light out onto the world. All right, I think I've talked enough about that one. So the next one is the signs. So what signs can we expect in the month of October? And here we've got the Three of Cups. I quite like this Three of Cups. There was this really weird movie I saw. Gee, I wish I could remember. It was about, it was like a religious group, and they got kicked out of their community, and they went and lived very, very remotely. And one of the young girls was approached by the devil to become a witch. And it was a black goat like that used to dance up and down and jump up and down and everything like that in the throughout the actual their house area or whatever like that. And I've never forgotten it. And this kind of reminds me of it. Here we can see it's more of a merry-go-round type of thing. So this is a sign. So I think what I'm getting out of this is that the Three of Cups, we know, can be celebrations, it can be parties. Sometimes it can mean that you're drinking too much as well. And you know what? And what I just thought, that if for some reason you get drunk in October, I think there's going to be some type of enlightenment, some type of idea you're going to think. Because when you are, when you're drunk and your inhibitions drop, and you speak more freely. Sometimes you think more freely. And I think maybe a great idea is going to come when you're literally in your cups, when you're a little bit merry and you think, why didn't I think about that? That would be a really good idea. I think something like that might happen. I also feel that those of you who feel like that you've been on a merry going round and round and around, that this indicates that you can actually jump off and step onto the hare that we've got there and jump to your own rhythm of life, your own pulse. Find that out, what you want. I mean, I've shown that before. I've got a little hare that always sits on my little board here. It was carved out of the wood from the Black Forest in Germany that my auntie gave me. So if you look at this image, looks like she's going to step onto that hare and take off in a new direction. And I think that's going to be a true gift for those of you who are brave enough this month to step off that merry-go-round of life that you've been stuck on. Even butting your head against, because they're big horns on this particular goat. If you actually step off and jump onto that hare, it's going to take you into places that you never thought you would. It's going to reveal a gift and take you to places that you never thought that you'd be in. Because don't forget, the hares are quite. Have you ever seen a pair of them fight? They're really full on, hey. And you've also, when they're jumping around, how free and happy they look when they're just jumping around everywhere in the field. So I feel like that once you step off onto that hare, it's going to be a real gift for you. It's going to give you a real cause for celebration. And because she's naked there on this particular one, I feel like that you have to really make yourself naked and vulnerable to be able to accept this gift. Okay, it's something that's going to happen that's going to make you very, very happy. It really, really is. But you have to make sure that you step off that merry-go-round, and also to actually accept invitations. Okay, accept invitations, even though if you don't want to go, take that leap of trust and accept it, and I think it could take you to a place that you never expected. So the next one is the unexpected, and we got 3 cards for this, and we have got the wheel again. No, it wasn't again, sorry. No, the chariot we have got again, and then we've got the page of swords again. I'm pretty sure there was a page of, there was a page of swords again. So, you know, we've had a couple of repeats, which is kind of interesting, isn't it? So the unexpected. So again, the chariot I absolutely love, but what I'm pulled to is the page, and I'm just going to grab, because it's hard for me to see on that. And yeah, that's what I was thinking. So you know, she's like a chicken. Okay, the wings are spread out. She's got her head turned to the side. So this page of swords is asking you to be brave, all right? Not to be a chicken, okay? Don't let your fears turn you into a chicken, or someone that is so just too scared to actually move on and act upon something that you've seen. I mean, this one, she's actually standing on a skull. So something is dead in your life, but you're afraid to move on. You know it's dead. So if it's a relationship or it's a job, whatever it is, you know it's dead. You need to move on, but you're scared. Well, this is telling you not to be scared, okay? Because she's slowly transforming from a chicken into the beautiful young woman that she is, and this is what the page is telling you to do, okay? If you're looking at the chariot again, she's on a beautiful horse, but this particular when you're looking at it, the merry-go-round, actually it's a unicorn, sorry, because it's got a little horn there. It looks like it's actually broken off the merry-go-round, okay? So if you don't give in to your fears and let yourself turn into the beautiful man or woman that you are, you'll be able to break free from that merry-go-round and direct your life in the way that you want it to be, okay? Because that's what the chariot is saying, you know. The other one was saying about, you know, making a decision, but here I feel like that there is something that's unexpected happens that may scare you, or you've been dealing it for a while, but once you let yourself become the person that you're meant to be, you'll be able to move in the direction that you need to, because this merry-go-round she's actually riding this one, okay? Still got the stick. One of the legs is broken as well. So, you know, something might not be perfect, okay? It might not be all perfect, but, you know, we have got the wheel of fortune here, which is an ant in a leaf in the middle of the pond. There's many, many rings that are circling around, you know. So you may be thrown into the deep end of something, because this is the unexpected. So you maybe suddenly find yourself thrown into the deep end of something, and you're scared, but try not let your fears overwhelm you so much that you don't use the chariot's energy and move yourself on from it, okay? It's a very mixed bag, isn't it, this October? It really, really is. Some of us are going to go through some hard times, but we're all going to, I think the message of this is that we are all going to overcome it, okay? Whatever it is, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. I'm just seeing if I can think of anything else with the unexpected. No, that's all that I'm getting for that one. Let's get out of that one. And then this is a gift, okay? And we've got the Fool. It's quite beautiful, isn't it? I love this. I really love this deck. I need to use it more. I say that about a lot of my decks, but I really do need to. So, what was it again? Sorry, a gift. So, it looks like that what I got is that being foolish in some way is actually going to lead you into a very unexpected path. It's actually going to lead to the gift that what I was talking about before. Some of us may feel a bit foolish for pursuing a path that we've been doing. So let's say, just for instance, just say that you're an artist and you want to put some of your paintings on a website and sell them, or go down to your local shops, ask them if they want to have some of your artwork there, but you've been too afraid to, because you feel like that your art isn't up to scratch, and you feel foolish even thinking that you could do something. Well, don't forget that chicken that we saw there, okay? Let yourself bloom, all right? Let yourself bloom and blossom. This card is telling you is to take that leap of faith in yourself, okay? This is your gift, is to take a leap of faith on yourself, all right? Don't be afraid to try something new, okay? Don't be like the little broken merry-go-round, because don't forget, the leg is broken and the stick is stuck into the ground, but you're free to still move, okay? You're still free to move. Like we've got the wheel there. You never know which way the wheel is going to spin. Is it up? Is it down? Or, is it just spinning around madly? But the fool, the gift of the fool is for you to be spontaneous, for you to throw your fears out into the wind, to let the gods, the goddess, the angels, your guides, whatever your spiritual beliefs, the universe, throw them out to the universe, okay? Throw them out. Throw out your fears to them and let them take care of it. You know that old saying, let God take care of it? Well, it's kind of like that. That's the kind of feeling that I'm getting. This is your gift. This is a gift for us this month, is to be spontaneous, not to be a stick in the mud, to, like that ant, take that trip on that leaf and cross the pond. Just trust in yourself. Have faith, okay? Have faith in spirit. It'll be there for you. All right. And then I thought I would pull an angel card. Why not? Okay. And the card that I have pulled is, this is just like an angel energy for the month. And it's Cassiel. Now, because I'm not familiar, so this is from the Archangel Fire Oracle. Okay. So let's read what this says. So the key word is actually serenity. So the angel of serenity, solitude, don't forget we had the hermit in this month as well, and temperance. Cassiel names means God is my cover. And this gentle angel can help you to find great strength in your solitude, is exactly what I've been saying. When life gets on top of us and we feel overwhelmed, Cassiel reminds us of the importance of taking time out. She also helps us honour our boundaries and to say no when we need to. Cassiel's message is that it is okay to put yourself first so you don't become drained. I mean, hello people, it's like just what I've been saying. Like the image of her as a graceful Indian woman in this card, as the angel of tears, Cassiel assures us there is no shame in showing our vulnerability. So that's what I was saying about the Fool card. If you're wanting to show some artwork or start your own business and you're feeling a little bit foolish, well, don't be afraid to. Use the spontaneity of the Fool to trust in yourself, and this is kind of confirming it, isn't it? By holding in our emotions, we can stifle ourselves. Another name for this angel is Speed of God, because of her ability to help us heal faster. Crying can be so healing as it washes away sorrows and clears old hurts. Cassiel also brings us the strength to step back on our path after our period of solitude and serenity. She helps us get back on track with our purpose, even when we feel we don't want to or that we aren't ready. Cassiel will give you the motivation to pick yourself up. So the main message what's got here is to spend some much needed time alone in quiet solitude to rest and recharge, honour your emotions and be gentle with yourself. Now this particular book has got how you can actually meet Cassiel, some actual what am I going to say, ways to work with this angel and so forth. So it's quite a different angel deck. I have done a walkthrough of this deck if you're interested. If I can remember, I'll put a card up there. But overall, I'd say the month of October is going to be very much up and down. It's going to be emotional. We've got the Ace of Water. It's going to be emotional, but it's also going to be good for us. I feel like we're going to be cleansed this month in some way. Okay, we're going to be cleansed of something that has been bothering us for a while, and it's going to really make us stable. Okay, it's going to stable and ground us once we sort through everything. I think that's it. I'm just looking at there's anything else, but I think that's it. So that's it for the spiritual month of October. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please like it, subscribe, so that I know that you're enjoying these type of messages. I really enjoy doing them. I know it's quite long, but what I'll do is I'll put the timestamps for 1, 2, 3, and 4 in case you're just attracted to a particular week in the month of October, or you can just watch all of it. So until next time, this is Tracy.